Hello everybody, Mark Wilson with Ames Tools. Today we're going to talk about basic mixing of the material, the mud or the joint compound as some people call it. As you guys know, mixing the mud or the material is critical to using your Ames tools during the day. So depending on what you're doing, if you're taping, if you're using nail spotter, if you're boxing, it's very important to get the mix right. So it's not too hard to push out or it's not too thin. Plus shrinkage. If you have too much water in the material, the joint compound or the mud will shrink, which makes you have to make extra trips back. So usually the manufacturer will recommend how much water to add, how much, not too much, too little. So you can refer to the manufacturer's side of the bucket. All materials are different, or box. A lot of materials in boxes as well, but refer to that when you're mixing. So in this case we have a bucket or a pail. Just remove the lid. Before you mix, before you add the water to the mix, you want to use a drill paddle, just a regular drill mixing paddle. Place it into the material, attach your half-inch drill, tighten it up. And I like to hold the bucket with my feet, and you can just stir slightly the material before you add the water. Sometimes if you add the water on top of unmixed material, a lot of your water will come out. So just stir it slightly. Just mix it a little bit, and then you can add your water. I'm just using a plastic measuring cup. You can get these at the dollar store. They're fairly inexpensive. You can use a cup, whatever works best for you, but it just makes it easier to pour the water into the bucket. So you add the desired amount of water, again holding the bucket with your feet so it doesn't spin. Mix the material. When you're mixing the material, you want to move from top to bottom, bottom to top. The drill paddle will do that for you, but you want to move your drill around sometimes. Sometimes you have to angle it to pull the material top to bottom, because as you know, the pump pulls the material from the bottom of the bucket. Just mix it. Again, you want to mix it to the consistency that you use. Mixing for your taper, bazooka, will require more water usually to mix the material down so it'll flow through the taper and you can wipe the tape out. For your boxing, your coating, it's heavier or thicker. Nail spotters, very little if any water is added to that tool. And for the corner applicator or the mud runners, you're generally similar to taping compound, but again, refer to your manufacturer for how much water to add. So just some basic tips, tricks on mixing joint compound.